Greetings, my fellow watchmen and watchwomen. I just want to come on here to encourage you all with a dream that I had a few weeks ago. In the dream, I had a blind marriage to a man named Shane, and I don't know anyone named Shane. But in the dream, it was a blind marriage, much like a blind date would be. It was a man I'd never seen before. And there wasn't much to the dream, but it was what happened when I was waking up, right before I woke up, that was significant after this dream. And as I was waking up, I heard the voice of the Lord. Now, I had been asking the Lord for months since I started this channel to give me a rapture dream like so many people have had, or just speak to me about the rapture, or just tell me something, anything about it, not necessarily when or the timing, but just speak to me about it. And I've not gotten anything until I had this dream. And as I was waking up, I heard the voice of the Lord, and it was so clear and it was so calming because I had been worried about the state of things the night before. And in the dream, he said, as I was waking up, he said, "You're all right. The rapture is near. There will be 7 stories of hail. That is your confirmation." And then I woke up. And the first thing I did was write down exactly those words so I wouldn't forget. Then I looked up the name, the word, the meaning of the name Shane, and it means God is gracious. And I felt like that dream was confirming that, yes, there will be a rapture, a blind marriage, a blind wedding with Jesus, whom we haven't seen in person, but we are engaged to. And the meaning of his name, God is gracious, was that the rapture is true, it's real, because God is gracious. And that is the reason why there will be a rapture. God is gracious and merciful, and we're not under his wrath. So, and then the first thought I had after that was that I'm not supposed to look for stories of hail. I'm not going to type it into Google. I'm not going to type it into YouTube. I'm just going to I'm not even going to talk about it in front of my phone because I don't want it to show up, right? So I haven't looked at it. And this dream was several weeks ago. It was 3 or 4 weeks ago. Well, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I saw the first story. And I'll put it up here. The sky falls on Australia. Hail, or egg-sized hail. Yep, so this is one of 7 stories that he told me would be my confirmation that the rapture is near. So, I'm not going to look for them, but as they come up, that's my confirmation. That's what the Lord spoke to me. I know it's kind of random, but actually, I can't believe I forgot this part. So earlier in the year, last year, when I'd asked the Lord to speak to me about the rapture, I hadn't gotten anything, but I did feel, and this wasn't in a dream, I just felt it in my spirit. I felt like, as I was reading the word one day, that he said, "When you see hail, the rapture is near." And I even posted that as a comment on in a Twinklings channel, that I felt like that's what he said to me. And so then I had this dream 6-7 months later. So it's just interesting, but I believe it was the voice of the Lord, and this is the confirmation that the rapture is near. And we've all been getting more and more excited, and yet more and more compassionate toward the lost. We should be. I was just watching Doc Kid's channel and how his heart is just breaking for, and this is a man who has been doing this for 15 years, and it's been his focus, the rapture's going to happen, the rapture's going to happen, the rapture's going to happen every month, every year for 15 years. And not that he was predicting that, but just that's been his focus. And yet this is kind of an unusual thing for him to post about how just his compassion for the lost and those who were left behind, and how it should break our hearts. It does. It made me cry. It breaks my heart, and it should make us all want to reach out like I'm doing right now to encourage and to spur us on to good works in the Lord, that is saving people from the fire. And yeah, that's why I'm coming on here today, and I wanted to tell you guys that. And this will be one of 7. And every time I see a hail story, I'm going to post it, and we're going to keep watching, because that's my personal confirmation. And so many people have different ones. And I also want to encourage all of you to not be divided over Watchman theology. Some people are OSAS, some people are not. I personally, I think, once saved, always saved, can you lose your salvation? I don't think that's the right question to be asking. It's just not, if that was a question we should be asking or thinking about, I think that it would have been laid out for us. You're either saved or you're not, and God is your judge. If you believe on the blood of Jesus, you're saved. And if you are saved, it will be evident in your life. And if it's not evident, you better check yourself. So I think the answer is yes and no to once saved, always saved. But I think it's something we can only understand spiritually. It's a paradox. Anyway, but don't get divided, because there's a great advantage to not being offended if someone doesn't believe the exact same as you, but you know that they're a watchman, you know that they're following the Lord. Don't be offended, because you could receive something from them that you otherwise wouldn't be if you turn away from them. And I think that's an advantage I have, because I watch so many of these watchman channels and these people that we all get it. We all get it. It's there. We are here. We are almost there. These are the last seconds of history, and we are in this epic time. And we all get that, and so we all have like a piece of the puzzle. And when you put all of them together, it gives you a greater, deeper, more meaningful understanding of that reality. And I also want to encourage you guys, don't be discouraged by mocking comments from other Christians. I have not ever been persecuted by a non-believer. I've only ever been persecuted by Christians. It's amazing the amount of mockery that is coming from believers about the rapture. It is absolutely astounding. This should be our blessed hope. This should be absolutely the most important thing to us as believers, is heralding the return of our King. So don't be discouraged, because we have a great hope of glory in us for his return. And for me personally, I don't know about you guys, I would love to hear your experience, but since I started believing in the rapture again, thanks to my friend at Watchgate channel, when we were in the prayer group together years and years ago, the same prayer group, I have entered into a whole new reality of my relationship with Christ, and my revelation of his truth, and the revelation of his reality, and how deep and real his kingdom is, and his world is, and who he is. And it's interesting, number one, how believing in the rapture, plain old believing in the rapture, makes you almost immune to real depression. I mean, not discouragement, obviously, but real depression and real despair. Like, if you really believe in the rapture, like you're kind of immune to that, because yeah, and also believing in the rapture, believing in the second coming, that he's going to take us off this earth, also has, for me, removed this new sense of reality of where we are, has removed all of my doubt. Like, as a Christian, we struggle with doubt sometimes. Like, is God really real? No. Ever since it awoke for me, and I realized what the truth of the world we're living in and the time we're living in, those things do not, about, like, I never have those thoughts anymore. I never think, oh, is God real? Am I really hearing him? No, he's real. He's totally real, and he speaks to us. He speaks to all of us differently, and we all have this piece of a puzzle. And I think it's so beautiful how all the different watchmen have, all the people that are really truly watching for the Lord and are excited about the Lord and are looking up, because we see these things happening and we're looking up. We all have this piece to bring, and we're a body, and I just want to encourage you guys, put yourself out there, reach out to the lost and your friends. And I don't know, I wouldn't reach out to the Christians, because all I get when I reach out to Christians is persecution about how we're going to be here for the tribulation, which makes no sense whatsoever. In so many respects, it doesn't make any sense. Why would there be a rapture after the tribulation? Jesus will be here. There's no point in us being raptured after the tribulation. Anyway, there's a lot. I mean, and you guys know the doctrine of the rapture is not based on like one verse or, even one prophecy or one person's dream. It is, I mean, it could be based on 2 Thessalonians alone, but there is a whole history of the way God moved and what he does and how he works, that the idea that he is going to remove us before the very final judgment of the world, the hour of testing, that he actually says, I will remove you from the hour of testing in Revelation 3, that it's a comprehensive doctrine. It fills all these little places in the Bible that completes the picture and the history and the story of God and his people. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to be posting every time I see a new hail story, because it's pretty fascinating. I tend to think that this year is the year, just like so many of you, and I watched Robert Breaker's video the other day that he did just a couple days ago about could 2022 be the year, and it's fascinating about all the history of rapture timelines and how it's changed, and how 2022 could be it. It really could. And I follow Dr. Barry. I cannot believe the parallels in Jewish history that's just absolutely astounding. The Bible is just amazing with all of its prophecies, and we're seeing it come to pass. So just hang in there, guys, and just rest in your intimacy with the Lord, and we're not alone. We'll see you soon. Bye.